Welcome to the Banished Cancer podcast. I'm Rachel, and today we're exploring a topic that touches nearly everyone who hears the word cancer: grief. A diagnosis doesn't just affect the body, it shakes emotions, identity, and the sense of the future. Joining me is James, our cancer wellness educator. James, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Rachel. It's an important conversation because grief after a cancer diagnosis is often misunderstood. People expect it to follow a neat path, but in reality, it's messy, overlapping, and deeply personal.
Let's start with the first reaction many people experience. What happens emotionally right after diagnosis?
Shock and denial are common. Patients often feel numb, unable to process information, or even pretend nothing has changed. Family members may also show denial, dismissing the diagnosis or changing the subject. Denial can be protective in the early days, giving people time to adjust. But if it lasts too long, it can prevent them from getting the care they need.
After that initial shock, emotions shift. What do people usually feel next?
Fear is very common. Worry about treatment, the future, or cancer returning. Anger can surface when routines are disrupted or when patients feel misunderstood. Guilt may appear if someone thinks they're burdening loved ones or questions past choices. Relief sometimes comes after diagnosis, especially if they waited a long time for answers. And depression is also frequent. Studies show about a third of cancer survivors report depression, and nearly the same number report anxiety.
Psychologists often describe grief in stages. Can you walk us through those?
The classic stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But grief is not linear. People move back and forth or feel several emotions at once. Bargaining often involves making promises to oneself or a higher power, hoping that changes in habits might alter the outcome. Depression brings sadness, fatigue, and sometimes hopelessness. Acceptance doesn't mean the sadness disappears. It means coming to terms with the diagnosis, finding peace, and making decisions with clarity.
What does acceptance look like in practice?
It's different for everyone. Some feel more at ease with their situation. Others join support groups, talk openly with family, or take actions that match their values. Researchers describe acceptance as an active process. It helps reduce distress and improves coping.
Let's talk about coping. What practical steps can help patients manage these emotions?
Self-care is essential. Eating well, resting, and practicing mindfulness can reduce stress. Writing in a journal helps process thoughts. Gentle exercise restores energy. Support groups, whether in person or online, connect patients with others who understand. Sharing stories reduces isolation and builds resilience.
And when should someone seek professional help?
If emotions persist, grow stronger, or interfere with daily life. Signs include trouble sleeping, loss of interest in activities, or feelings of hopelessness. Counselors, oncology social workers, and mental health professionals can provide guidance. Organizations like Cancer Care, Cancer Support Community, and Grief Share offer free or low-cost support.
You mentioned self-compassion earlier. How does that help?
Showing yourself kindness allows you to face fear and anxiety with acceptance instead of self-criticism. People who practice self-compassion often feel less anxious and more balanced. Combined with peer support and social connections, it improves mood, reduces loneliness, and strengthens identity.
So the bottom line is that grief after a cancer diagnosis is normal, but it doesn't follow a straight path.
Exactly. Feelings change from day to day. Shock, sadness, anger, and acceptance can overlap. Each emotion is part of healing. Recognizing your feelings, practicing self-care, and reaching out for support can help you find strength. With help and hope, patients can move toward healing.
James, thank you for breaking this down, and thank you to our listeners for joining us. This has been the Banished Cancer podcast. If today's conversation helped, share it with someone who might benefit. The more we understand, the stronger we become.